So this is the plan. I really want to kind of unpack some of the biggest trends in 2019 along these lines, just to emphasize some of the big things that are coming that you need to be aware of, that you need to be paying attention to, that are going to directly impact your results going into 2019 and beyond. Key trends. The first is Google local service ads. So let's talk about these and what they mean for you. The shift from people wanting to call into you to wanting to message and or just schedule right to your website. And then the need to be, kind of more all in with the various multi-channel advertising mechanisms that are out there. I'll kind of go from the bottom of this list because I'm going to spend more time on the Google local service ads than the others. Being all in on the various channels, like you just can't do SEO anymore. There was a time when this worked more so because SEO results showed up more prominently. You could just do SEO, and if you ranked, it generated enough leads and calls to keep your techs busy every day of the week. But of course, and as we always expect, Google changed the game. Google's in the business to make money and make a lot of it. They certainly do. I mean, how they do this? With all their paid advertising to the tune, I think it's about $100 billion per year or something crazy like that. So they've placed their local service ads at the top since it's their newest toy. And they've still got pay-per-click listings up there too, right under local service ads in the markets and limited industries that service ads are running. And they finally got the maps and the organic listings after that. So I'm telling you, you don't want to fall asleep on SEO, of course, but your organic results are moving down the page. So you really need to be showing up in the paid results. You need to be playing in these local service ads. Otherwise, you're really going to be missing a lot of opportunity that's happening, a lot of the search that's going on right now. You want to make sure you get a dynamic strategy that's not just on SEO. Also, I think in terms of Google's most pure desire of making money, that's where you need to be positioned with their products. If Google had their way, they'd do away with organic listings and map listings and just charge for everything. But luckily, we won't see this for some time to come, we hope. We also talked about the shift from wanting to call in to wanting to text, having that chat function baked into your website, starting to test people, giving them the option to schedule right there on your website. I believe the big gap there is people want to schedule online. They're just not confident if they do it, the technician's actually going to schedule, and it's all going to be good to go. When you start to build the confidence that, yes, you're going to schedule through your website, it's going to be confirmed via phone or text message, and the technician will actually show up on time that you pick, you're going to have a massive competitive advantage. This is what your customers want to do. They don't want to have to call in. They don't want to have to talk to somebody, at certain times of the day. And you start building your inbound mechanisms to be able to facilitate that, and you'll have a competitive advantage ahead of your competition, ahead of your competitors that may be on this webinar with us already. And then the last was Google local service ads, and really paying attention to local service ads. Most of you are familiar with that, what that is at this point. It's the ads that are showing up above the paid listings and above the Google Maps in massive markets across the United States. So at first, it was just San Diego and San Francisco, San Jose area. Now it's almost all of the major markets across the country. It's going all the way across the United States, and I believe it's soon going to be international. They've already started rolling it out in Canada, I know. Ultimately, the way this works is it shows up above the listings. You'll notice there's a phone number, this is your tracking number, and then Google charges you on a per lead basis. They're trying to kind of steal the business that HomeAdvisor is getting from them. And so they want to be in the kind of the pay per lead business. They're called leads still. They're high quality. It's still Google after all. Always reliable when you work the platform. So don't sleep on this strategy for those of you in the applicable markets, particularly for roofers and remodeling pros that I see with us on the call today. It's definitely in your markets right now. The one thing I want you to also notice is the Google guarantee that comes up beneath those listings. Really what that means is Google does a background check on you. They've checked your licensure, and so then if the customer is not happy, Google's going to eat the cost of your service. They take the loss. So they're really trying to give the customer a reason to book through Google local service ads, and that's really what it is. It's active all across the country at this point. And the ad fees really are very competitive. Again, it's an attractive option worth looking into for some of those here on the call today. I know it's in your market, so make a note for yourself to do a little research for your action list, your to-do list that you're walking away from here today. And so you can see here that Google has literally stacked the deck in its own favor. Not too shocking, really, but almost everything above the fold in search results, that is, the top half of the page, it's a Google paid service, either local service ads or the pay-per-click ads. So they tend to capture a lot of attention from those searching for your services, and they tend to get a lot of the initial clicks for given search. So if you're not already in this program with Google, you really need to consider it. If it's not in your area yet, give it to your account manager if you're already a client of ours in order to have them help you get added to their early waiting list. If you're not active yet, it's probably because there's a big process to get the background check complete, get all your employees background check. It's really worth the effort. Really pay attention to this, to get on this waiting list and be ready for this so you can get into the action with the local service ads in your market. As you can see here, you've got the local service ads and pay-per-click at the top. And then it's not till the last half of the page that you get to the Google Maps and Google Organic, which, by the way, are still Google products, but they're just not the paid products. So you really want to tap into kind of where Google wants you to be, and that's into their paid products. So, one of the results, shown so far is that you're still going to have looky-loos and price shoppers, and you need to follow up quickly. But pretty much everyone that's on local service ads that we've helped facilitate, they love it, and they think that the return on investment is good, the average cost per lead is good. And so my suggestion is to get on the early waiting list. The leads are significantly better than what you're going to get through Home Advisor. So if you've got this stigma about cost per leads sucking and not really being good, you're getting too many price shoppers. For the most part, though, quality really is good. We're also seeing that it's a lower cost per lead than pay-per-click. Google might move down to a cost per lead bidding process like they have in the past, which is similar to the pay-per-click ads that leave some users paying a higher cost for their clicks than someone else might have paid. And those leads really rank as some of the best paid advertising sources that you can have. So if it's active in your area, it's really worth looking into and kind of jumping into it and getting that competitive advantage before your competitors are. So what you should probably do now is, if you're not already a client, go to local service ads and get signed up or get yourself added to their waiting list. If you're already a client, this is something we'll absolutely work with you and help you with as it rolls out into new markets for new industries. We'll help you facilitate that process. Just know that we can't do it all, right? We still need to have you guys get those background checks and kind of follow through on the things that are on their application process. But then you need to make sure that you're gauging your return on investment now as well as into the future, as the cost per lead may escalate, much like it did what pay-per-click costs did as their pay-per-click advertising became more and more popular, that $100 billion a year I was talking about earlier. But right now, local service ads, they're rolling out into new markets all across the country as we speak. So you really want to get to that, competitive advantage there. What's next? What's your plan for 2019? I really kind of just want you to map that out. I have all this stuff, really dialed in. Like, what are the three things that you'll execute as you come away from this webinar? Are you going to dive into local service ads? Are you going to really jump into SEO and get some prime page one real estate and visibility on Google's first page? Are you going to start paying more attention to pay-per-click advertising? Are you going to maybe start to do some email marketing? From our online dominance wheel, there are many marketing channels that you could be utilizing, but the key really is to pick just 2 or 3 of the best options for you, where your company is now, and most importantly, pick the marketing channels that you're most interested in and will pay the most attention to. What are those options that are going to work best for you? Think about that and then plan to plan. Make a plan and put it into action.